Hello students and welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Pooja Malhotra, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Dayal Singh College, Karnal. Today we are going to discuss the topic International Placement, Induction and Socialization under the paper International Human Resource Management. After completing this module, you will be able to understand the concept of international placement, induction and socialization and the problems, importance of international placement, induction and socialization, and you will be able to know about the process of international socialization. As we know, human resources are an important input for an organization, and it is very essential that various positions or the jobs in the organization are placed with suitable candidates. It is very important for an organization to have a planned recruitment and selection process. Otherwise, it would lead to loss of time and money incurred on the process. After clearing all the steps involved in selection process, an applicant is offered a job. Placement of right candidate at right job is as important as recruitment of right person. It is therefore desirable for a company, particularly an MNC or domestic company recruiting expatriates and other national candidates, to place them as per their suitability to the job. The expatriates are placed for a foreign assignment depending upon their performance in the home country, or the best qualified candidates with the best performance can also apply for foreign job in foreign companies. Hence, the head office offers them a foreign job in subsidiary company. Now, what is placement? Placement involves assigning a specific rank and responsibility to an individual. And in case of international assignments, the candidates with best performance in home country and who are willing to take up the foreign assignments are prepared for these assignments. They are provided with language training, foreign social and cultural orientation to employee and family members, and job training. Once they are placed to foreign assignments, the next stage is very crucial for the employees. These employees face new challenges of working in new organizations, new setups, new jobs, and with new colleagues and staff who are from different culture, society, and with different educational background. So, they are introduced with the system, environment, and the people to make them comfortable to work there. This is the job of induction or orientation and socialization. Some employees are successful while others fail in adapting themselves to the work and or the culture of host country. Hence, placement, induction and socialization are very important for international human resource management. Now, in the next sections, these three will be discussed thoroughly. Now, we will discuss international placement. The selection process ends with the placement of an employee to the job. Placement refers to the process of assigning a specific job or work to the selected candidate in accordance with his qualifications. International placement refers to assigning a foreign job to selected candidate. Companies, whether domestic or MNCs dealing in foreign markets, may place parent country nationals, host country nationals, or other country nationals for various positions in parent country as well as in other subsidiaries, whether domestic or operating at international levels. These are known as expatriates. Now, who is an expatriate? An expatriate is the one who is working and residing in a foreign country during his or her tenure of foreign employment. Hence, an expatriate includes foreign employees working in domestic companies, parent country nationals working in MNC's subsidiary, third country nationals working in MNCs, and host country nationals working in the parent country of the MNC. Expatriates are employed by MNCs due to their skills, dynamism, and links with different types of professionals across the world. MNCs usually place their parent country nationals to work in subsidiaries in other countries as they carry headquarters culture to subsidiaries. However, there are certain basic principles which should be followed by an MNC while assigning international work or job to an employee, including expatriates. Now, what are these principles? First of all, the persons should be placed according to the job requirements. There should be matching of job requirements to man's requirements or qualifications and not vice versa. Job should be offered as per the qualifications of a person. The placement should neither be higher or lower than the qualifications. Third, the employee should be provided with appropriate knowledge of the working conditions and all other information relating to job, including full details of pay package, etc. The next principle is the employee should be made conversant with the challenges of working in new organizations, in new jobs, and with new colleagues that are different in cultural, social, and educational background. Before final placement, the employee and his or her family members may also be given knowledge about the language, culture, customs, rules, and regulations of the host country. Placement should be ready before the joining date of the selected employee. Company should make proper arrangements for visa, air tickets, accommodation, medical test, and other necessary arrangements for the employee and his or her family members. And lastly, in initial stages, the placement may also be temporary till the completion of training. The employee may later be transferred to the job where he can do justice. So, proper placement helps to improve employee morale. The abilities of the employee can be utilized fully if he or she is placed on the job to which he or she suits most. Now, we will discuss certain problems in international assignments or placements. International assignment or placement is a crucial stage for an employee as they face challenges of new working conditions, different cultures, and social backgrounds in foreign countries. Some employees are successful while some employees fail in adapting themselves to the work and the culture of the host country. Few of them settle down in foreign countries by obtaining the citizenship, but most of such employees return to home country. Most of the expatriate employees fail in the first assignment either at the initial stage itself or at different later stages, either due to cultural differences or due to maladjustment with the host country's climatic, security or other environmental conditions, or even maybe due to maladjustments with the job demands or with the behavior of the superior and the colleagues and the organizational requirements. There may be maladjustments of family members to the host country environment or due to health problems, non-availability of high standard medical, educational and environmental facilities in the host country. So, there are certain reasons for failure of expatriates in their foreign assignments. First of all, inability of the spouse to adjust to the foreign environment, inability of the employees to adjust, or it may be other family issues, difficulties with new assignments, lack of technical and job related competence, unattractive pay package, employees' personal or emotional immaturity, inability to tackle larger responsibilities, unsafe living and working conditions in host countries, absence of educational, medical and recreational facilities in host countries. So all these factors, they have a direct and indirect impact on employee and his family, due to which they prefer home assignments as compared to international assignments. Hence, placement of employees to international assignments should be done by keeping in view not only the technical and managerial competence but also adaptation of employee and his or her family to cultural and social environment of host country. Next, we will discuss the importance of international placement. A properly placed employee to foreign assignment will provide him various results like better motivation, resulting in better performance, lower rate of absenteeism, lower rate of labor turnover, better utilization of resources, reduced cost of supervision, and keeps the employee satisfied. Now, what is international induction? After an employee joins the foreign company, he or she should be welcomed as a new member of the organization and must be helped to get acquainted and adjusted with his fellow employees and work environment. He or she must be introduced with fellow employees to the working conditions, rules and regulations, etc. In the words of Michael Armstrong, orientation or induction is the process of receiving and welcoming an employee when he first joins a company and giving him the basic information he needs to settle down quickly and happily and start work. Hence, international induction is the process of receiving, welcoming, familiarization, acculturation and socialization of expatriates. The employees can be introduced with various range of information under orientation program like the company's history, philosophy and operations, products, services of company, organization structure, location of departments, personnel policies, rules and regulations, employees activities, grievance procedures, safety measures, standing orders, terms and conditions of services, benefits and services, promotion, transfer opportunities, etc. Now, there are various objectives of induction program. These are: an organization should have a systematic induction program for its foreign entrants to achieve various objectives. First of all, to promote a feeling of belongingness and loyalty to the organization. Secondly, to build up the new entrant's confidence in the organization and in himself or herself. Thirdly, to acquaint the new entrant with knowledge regarding the company, its structure, rules, regulations, facilities, etc. Then, to give knowledge about the working environment of the company of the host country. To introduce new entrants with their senior staff, supervisors and fellow workers with whom he or she has to work. To create a sense of security for the employee and to build good impression. Next are the components of a good induction program. A good induction program must involve three components or elements. So, first is introductory information, which includes basically the history of the company and its products for employees who are new to the company, organizational structure, policies, rules and regulations, etc. On the job information will include the departmental information regarding departmental facilities and requirements, nature of job, etc. Follow-up interview will include: MNC can also take follow-up interview of the employee after a few weeks to check the problems, if any, faced by the employee on the job. The company can take action to remove the difficulties faced by the employee through personal talks, guidance, and counseling. Periodic follow-up is required to ensure the proper placement of the employee. Now, there are certain problems in international induction programs. These problems may include like the person in charge or the supervisor to orient the employee may not have proper training or may be too bossy. Secondly, employee may be given too much information within a very short span of time. Employee may also feel confused with a wide variety of forms to be filled or the formalities to be conducted. In the initial stages, the employee may feel discouraged with a lot of variations in working as well as social environment. Multiple assignments can bring wrong perceptions due to short periods spent on each assignment. Now, after induction program, what is international socialization? Socialization in international assignment means to make the employees knowing and interacting with one another to build a harmonious working environment. To make the expatriates feel at home in foreign countries, socialization is very important. The socialization process begins during the first few days of employment at the time of initial assimilation. Socialization helps the employees to learn the social knowledge, behaviors, customs, traditions, values, and attitudes of the concerned nation and organization. MNCs also include socialization as a part of a foreign company's foreign employees training program. During the first few days of the job, employees may feel uncomfortable or uncertain about the work and the work environment. So, while training on the job is important, similarly, it is also important to provide an opportunity to them to meet their colleagues and to build relationships. Workplace relationships play a significant role in performance in work. Now, what is included in socialization, or we can say the elements of socialization? There are three primary elements of socialization process which influence new entrants' adjustment and accommodation. The first one is role knowledge. First element for a new entrant to be successful is to know and understand the role to which he or she has been assigned. He or she must learn the specific tasks and duties to be performed in the new job assignment. It will help increase their self-efficacy. The employee must also learn individual responsibilities and accountabilities, expectations of colleagues, acceptable performance standards and behaviors, etc. The second main element of socialization is social integration. The new entrant has to learn about his or her work group, establish relationships, and integrate into their team. He or she must also be able to learn the customs and behavior norms of his or her team. And the third main important element of socialization is organizational knowledge. It includes learning about organizational culture, norms, and structure. A shared culture always leads to increased feeling of commitment and membership. Now, what is socialization process, or what are the stages under socialization process? Socialization process includes various stages. The first stage is pre-arrival stage. This stage explicitly recognizes that each individual arrives with a set of organizational values, attitudes, and expectations. When an employee is given for an assignment, he or she joins the new job with a set of expectations regarding the new context and their specific roles within that environment. MNCs generally provide pre-departure training to expatriates to prepare them to live and work in a foreign country. They are trained about the situations, conditions, and realities of living and working in the foreign destination. They are provided information about host country culture, marketing places, recreation facilities, transportation, educational facilities, etc. This training creates realistic expectations among prospective employees. The second stage is encounter stage. After entering into organization, the members face encounter stage. The expectations of the employees are confronted with real situations. They meet with their co-workers, supervisors, and the organization in general and reality. If expectations prove to have been more or less accurate, the encounter stage provides a reaffirmation of perceptions generated earlier. However, if expectations and reality differ, employees must undergo socialization to replace their earlier expectations according to organization's key standards. At the start, there may be uncertainties in the minds of employees to be accepted by their peer group. Hence, at this moment, they need to have more and more knowledge about the task, work group, their roles and culture. Over time, they have an improved understanding of what is expected of them in their role and what is provided by the organization. However, socialization cannot solve all expectation differences. At the extreme, there may be expatriate failure also due to non-adjustments, and hence they may resign also. Hence, it is very much required to have proper selection which can reduce the chances of failure at a later stage. The last stage is metamorphosis stage. The problems discovered during encounter stage must be worked out after going through changes. Hence, the last stage is termed as metamorphosis stage. The employees must try to adapt themselves according to the organizational as well as cultural environment of the host country through their peers initially and try to quickly learn the accepted way of behaving from them and how they adjust. They will change their attitude after learning few behavioral guidelines. The employees often attempt to seek out information for themselves about the working environment of the company and how to effectively function within it. Metamorphosis is complete when, as well as the socialization process, when the new entrants have become comfortable with the organization and their work teams. They know what is expected of them and how they have to achieve organizational goals. Consequently, successful metamorphosis should have positive effect on new entrants' productivity and commitment to the organization. Now we will discuss an organizational socialization model which has been developed by Bohr and Erdogan, which is a very good way to present socialization process. In this slide, we can see the socialization process, which include three main components: new employee characteristics, newcomers tactics, and organization efforts. All these can lead to the employees' adjustment in the organization and which can result into positive outcomes. So, new employee characteristics like proactive personality, extraversion, openness, curiosity, veteran employee, and newcomers tactics like information seeking, getting feedbacks, relationship building, and on the part of organization efforts like socialization tactics, formal orientations for the employees, recruitment and realistic previews, organizational insiders. All these elements can lead to adjustment of the employees in the organization, like these can lead to role clarity, more self-efficacy, insiders acceptance, knowledge of organizational culture, which will ultimately lead to positive outcomes like satisfaction, commitment, lower turnover, labor turnover, and high performance. Though there are certain criticisms of socialization processes, as sometimes the extensive orientation and socialization can perplex new entrants with regard to their role, as most of the time they spend in company wide learning instead of role centric learning. However, this criticism can also be removed by incorporating more role specific orientation and socialization processes. In most of the cases, the orientation strategies generate positive outcomes and return on investment. Now we will summarize our findings. Placement of right candidate at right job is as important as recruitment of right person. It is therefore desirable for a company, particularly an MNC or domestic company recruiting expatriates and other nation candidates, to place them as per their suitability to the job. Placement involves assigning a specific rank and responsibility to an individual. In case of international assignments, the candidates with best performance in home country and who are willing to take up foreign assignments are prepared for these assignments. They are provided with language training, foreign social and cultural orientation to the employee, and family members and job training. Once they are placed to foreign assignment, the next stage is very crucial for the employees. These employees face new challenges of working in new organizations, new setups, new jobs, and with new colleagues and staff who are from different cultures, society, and with different educational background. So they are introduced with the system, environment, and the people to make them comfortable to work there. So this is the job of induction or orientation and socialization. Some employees are successful while others fail in adapting themselves to work and or the culture of host country. Hence, placement, induction and socialization, these are very important for international human resource management. Thank you.